After nearly an eternity, Pokemon Home seems to be dropping very soon. We've got a ton of leaks and much more, so let's dive in. All right, so our journey is gonna start us with Riddler Ku posting on May 2nd, about a week ago, saying that it's time to go back home, guys, and then post kind of some emojis there, which are obviously representative of Meowscarada and, obviously Skeledirge, etc., the starters. Then puts the sleeping emojis and all that good stuff. Says, I prepared all the stuff I need to throw down. We're on our way home getting hyped. Talks about Pokemon Go. Obviously, if you haven't followed, Riddler Ku is kind of one of our primary insiders in terms of having information about the Pokemon franchise. Then goes on to post the following day the number 19, and a lot of people have speculated about what this could mean. Amy at Japan says if 19th means the 19th week of the year, it's gonna be this week. So that's indicating that we would essentially get Pokemon Home updates this week. We're thinking that it actually could be next week on the 19th of May. That would be our next prediction based on the number 19 from Ku. Ku then posts a picture on the 6th of like the Poke Transport from, way back in the day, and it's kind of like an OG kind of post right here, and we'll have to wait and see kind of what that has to do, if there's gonna be anything. A lot of people speculating this has something to do with like PK Hex or how you're gonna obtain different Pokemon, but not a ton that we can really derive from that. Then goes on to post, can evolve after deposited, and I'm just kind of giving you guys a timeline. There's a lot to talk about here. So this is a picture of the different starters, Zorua, and then a very large Pikachu, a series of Pikachus. So people have speculating this might mean that you can maybe do something with Gmax. This might be a Gmax hint. Some people are saying, does this have to do with like what can be evolved after deposited? And then they actually go on to say that, do distribution moves still matter in the series now? I want to hear your takes. So old money lost, sad, the future belongs to new fans. Good news to say they would do something special for the move situation. So this is interesting. A lot of people are speculating like what this could mean in terms of transfer moves. So let's actually talk Centro leaks and their recap, and then maybe come back to some of these topics from Riddler Ku, because we have two different sources here, and one is coming out in riddles and one is coming out in plain text. So it seems obvious that we should look at Centro's posts. And before I do that, I want to let you guys know that we just dropped a ton of new designs for Team Shiny on our merch store at teamshiny.com. You can use code STELLAR to get 15% of your purchase if you pick up 3 shirts or more. And we've actually dropped the rest of the evolutions. So you've got Vaporeon and Jolteon and Flareon. We've got all the other evolutions on the website except for, I guess, Glaceon and Leafeon. We've got the Gen 3 starters. We added some of Brock's favorites like Crobat and Steelix, as well as the Gen 2 starters and much more. 11 pages of Team Shiny designs that you guys can go through. I'm sure you can find 3 awesome shirts that'll look great. So check them out and use code STELLAR to get yourself a discount. Don't miss out on our epic sale. So Centro posts home update info. Update is ready, and this was yesterday. Released very soon. For the first time, you'll be able to transfer Pokemon caught in Scarlet and Violet to previous generation games, which would be massive, and maybe that's one of the things that Ku was hinting at with some of those pictures, saying, however, the move reset will still be a thing. Any Pokemon transferred to Scarlet and Violet will get its moves reset. Again, piggybacking off of Ku's thoughts of, do distribution moves still matter in the series? So old money lost and future belongs to new fans, saying, hey, if you have these old Pokemon, you try to transfer them into Scarlet and Violet, you're gonna lose their moves. Now, what their solution is, saying they would do something special for the move situation with a little emoji, I don't know what that's gonna ultimately end up being, but we'll have to wait and see. Centro then goes on to say that there's gonna be a mystery gift for linking Scarlet and Violet, Fuecoco, Sprigatito, and Quaxley. They then go on to say that Iron Leaves and Walking Wake won't have Pokedex entries. All they'll say is they're still under investigation. And they said with Pokedex entries, we meant the flavor text for these particular Pokemon. So you're gonna get a mystery gift for Fuecoco, Sprigatito, or Quaxley. Probably hit their hidden abilities. That's tend to be how they do these. Pokemon Home loves to release hidden abilities for starters. That's like a very big precedent there, so I wouldn't be surprised. If you link Scarlet and Violet, you get the starters, you get them with their hidden abilities. Kind of a cool little treat there. They said, thanks for reminding us this also happened way back in Gen 2. And for the transfer to previous gens, we meant that as long as the Pokemon exists in the destination game, Let's Go is excluded from this feature. So I think what they're saying is, like, let's say you caught a Psyduck in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, you can put it into Pokemon Home and then open that Pokemon up in Pokemon Legends Arceus, for example. That is what is being proposed, which is pretty significant, right? Like, that's actually a big deal for Pokemon Home if that is the case, if there is backwards compatibility. And if that were to be the case, that could explain why this has taken so long, because it has been a very long time for us waiting for Pokemon Home. I know a lot of people are starting to get antsy. So that's the thoughts. That's the rundown on that. So I would say stay glued to the channel. Make sure you guys subscribe. I think in the next few days, if not this week, next week, we're going to get some information about Pokemon Home. I know Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is coming. I actually don't even know what day that comes out. I think it's this week. I've been so busy with other stuff, I haven't even looked, but I hope you guys enjoy the game. It looks awesome. I'll be a little too tied up to dive in on this time around. But nonetheless, I think we're gonna get something very, very soon for Pokemon Home. A lot of sources are starting to report on this. It's gotta be this week or next week at this point. Centro then goes on to some Annie-Poke spoilers, so if you're a fan of the anime, just a couple things to note. Paldea is gonna apparently debut in episode 9. Nemona makes an appearance in episode 10. Brassius will also make an appearance in episode 10. They then go on to say, you know, a couple different answers to comments, but nothing too substantial from there. The internet was a little bit outraged yesterday. Joe Merrick reported on this, as did a few other outlets like Centro. They basically, Game Freak has announced that they're working on a new action-adventure game, codenamed Project Bloom. We can't reveal too much, but for now, we're excited to share the first piece of concept art for the game. Obviously, there's a wave of negative reactions to this saying, you know, Game Freak's putting all their effort into this game and not Pokemon and so on and so forth. But inside Game Freak, they have like a kind of a development initiative basically where they encourage their developers to propose like different game ideas. And I guess in this context, someone had proposed this idea and ultimately they're gonna turn it into a game and so on and so forth. They're gonna, you know, kind of hire out the pieces to make this happen. This does not have any bearing on Pokemon, guys. Game Freak is a game studio. They make more than just Pokemon. So I don't think there's any cause for concern here, right? I think this is just like an outrage reaction that happens every time Game Freak announced something that they're gonna do. They had, I think, what was it? What was the game? They had done that one game in like the village where the monsters come and you gotta protect your village. I don't remember the name of it, but you know, they have done games like that in the past where they create other games. It's not that they just do Pokemon. So again, don't worry about it. We got some really interesting stuff. Cerebi.net reporting on the fact that as of March 31st, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet have told 22.1 million units, dude. That's a lot of games. From Joe Merrick's post, we see some of the different sales in the past. Red, Green, and Blue at 31 million units, Sword and Shield at 25 million, Scarlet and Violet at 22 million already. I have zero doubts in the world that Scarlet and Violet is going to blow past Sword and Shield, and there's even a chance that it can blow past Red, Blue, and Green for the most popular Pokemon game of all time, which is actually bonkers to even consider. But the fact is, they have 2 DLCs coming out at the end of the year and early next year or whatever. That's a huge opportunity for them to sell more units. They're going into another holiday season. I really think there's a chance, like, we might be looking at a world where Scarlet and Violet is the #1 sold Pokemon game of all time. I pass the question to you. Do you think it's deserving of that spot? That's up to you guys. You let me know in the comments section below. I'll hold off on my opinion on that one. And last but certainly not least, if you guys didn't catch it, Rock Tera type Chestnut is a coming to the game May 12th to May 14th, and then a week later from the 19th to the 21st. So if you want to get yourself a Rock Tera type Chestnut, make sure you guys hop on the game, get your Raid Den adventures going, and get yourself a Chestnut. That's gonna be that for your Pokemon news, riddles, rumors, and more for today. Pokemon Home update is surely coming soon. Massive sales for Scarlet and Violet, and I think we're due for some Pokemon DLC news at some point. So hang tight. It's coming soon this week, maybe next week. We'll see. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe, and check out TeamShiny.com for some epic merch and more. Use code STELLAR to get a discount. I'll see you guys next time. If you enjoyed this video, definitely check out this one right here. I just dropped a brand new Let's Play you don't want to miss. Otherwise, this video is pretty sweet too. Thanks for watching. Until next time.